Hello everybody, it is Miss Wendy and we're going to do a little music science to start our video today. I have two tubes here. One is pretty long and one is pretty short. Their instrument is called boom whackers because you can whack them on things. You couldn't really tell from that. I'm going to whack them on my hands so you can really hear what they sound like. Which one has the lower sound? Which one is the higher sound? The biggest one has the lower sound. When there's more of something, it tends to make a lower sound. And when there's less of something, it tends to make a higher sound. All right, we don't need those today. We need some glasses with water in them. I have a glass that has very little water in. I have a glass with a medium amount of water, and I have a glass with a lot of water. Which one do you think makes the highest sound? Sometimes it's hard to tell with your ears. But they all have different sounds. The one with the littlest water in it has the highest sound. And the one with the most amount of water has the lowest sound. And I could actually play a song on this. It's kind of a funny, sad version of Hot Cross Buns. Hot cross buns, hot cross buns, 1 a penny, 2 a penny, hot cross buns. Wow, that was a sad version. We don't need this middle glass. What if I just play these two together? What's it sound like? I hope you're going to tell me that it sounds like a doorbell, because that's what we need for this song, this story that I'm going to tell you today. All right, if you want to stop the video and see if you can make your own doorbell, you'll need to get a grown-up's help. And of course, you're going to have to remember that you are pretty strong, so you are not going to use all of your muscles when you tap the glasses. All right, the story is called The Doorbell Rang, and it's a book by Pat Hutchins. I'm going to try to make it so that you can see all the pictures. And every time the doorbell rings, I want you to ring the doorbell. And you might want to do some math later on, because this is a great book for math. I've made some cookies for tea, said Ma. Good, said Victoria and Sam. We're starving. Share them between yourselves, said Ma. I made plenty. That's 6 each, said Sam and Victoria. They look as good as Grandma, said Victoria. They smell as good as Grandma, said Sam. No one makes cookies like Grandma, said Ma, as the doorbell rang. It was Tom and Hannah from next door. Come in, said Ma. You can share the cookies. That's 3 each, said Sam and Victoria. They smell as good as your Grandma, said Tom. And look as good, said Hannah. No one makes cookies like Grandma, said Ma, as the doorbell rang. It was Peter and his little brother. Come in, said Ma. You can share the cookies. That's 2 each, said Victoria and Sam. They look as good as your Grandma, said Peter, and smell as good. No one makes cookies like Grandma, said Ma, as the doorbell rang. It was Joy and Simon with their 4 cousins. Come in, said Ma. You can share the cookies. That's 1 each, said Sam and Victoria. They smell as good as your Grandma, said Joy. And look as good, said Simon. No one makes cookies like Grandma, said Ma, as the doorbell rang. and rang. Oh dear, said Ma as the children stared at the cookies on their plates. Perhaps you'd better eat them before we open the door. We'll wait, said Sam. It was Grandma with an enormous tray of cookies. How nice to have so many friends to share them with, said Grandma. It's a good thing I made a lot. And no one makes cookies like Grandma, said Ma, as the doorbell rang. Did you remember to always ring the highest bell first, the highest glass first, to make the doorbell sound? I hope you enjoyed this story, and I hope you enjoyed your music and science together. All right, everybody, I hope to see you really soon. Goodbye until then.